What worked for you up to this point in your life, you cannot depend on that same formula continuing to work in the future.
And welcome back to the Ask Bo Parrish Show. Alongside Bo Parrish, I'm Dave Erickson. Very excited about today's topic, and it has to do with trying new things, getting outside your comfort zone, because this topic is about taking on a new habit or a new skill, trying something, because the old adage is you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but that is just the opposite. You can always learn something new, Bo.
Absolutely. So whenever I hear that concept, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, I immediately think this person is completely closed-minded. They're living in the past. They have no idea what's coming because they are living, as you referred to it, within their comfort zone. Comfort zones are created based on past activities, routines that all lend to predictability. As human beings, we put a premium on knowing what to expect. We do not like surprises. We like to live according to what is expected. That allows us to remain within the friendly confines of our comfort zone. But as we know, in this fast-changing world, fueled by technology, the more we try to live in the past, the more we miss opportunities that are out there in the future. Literally, it's like the analogy of driving down the road, going one way, that being forward, trying to navigate through your rear view mirror. If for no other reason, the size of the two perspectives, think of the front windshield versus the rear view mirror. The front windshield is 5 times the size of the rear view mirror because in the process of driving a car, we must look forward. We must see the opportunities that lie in front of us. And if we're trying to navigate based on where we've been, chances are we're going to hurt ourselves.
What do you say to the person who's maybe in their 30s or 40s and they want to start taking piano lessons, or they want to start taking up a new activity that they've never done before, but they're scared because, I'm too old to start a new skill set?
Absolutely. So you're talking on the subject of desire. Okay, and as I write about it in my book, in the first step on the path of purpose is identifying your potential. Now, early on, your potential can necessarily be interest and not necessarily talent. In the case of your 30 to 40-year-old, if I think I might be interested in taking piano lessons, then why wouldn't I at least try it? Now, it might not work out as I originally thought, and the interest might be much greater than any potential talent that I have, but how will I know if I never show up for a piano lesson? And if it doesn't work, well, you failed, but fail fast and move on to the next interest, because we are never short on desires. Think of all the things in the world that you think about on a daily basis, things that you are not pursuing right now, ideas that can come from anywhere. Well, these are all based on our interest as human beings. And that's what makes the world such an interesting, captivating place, is that we all have different interests. And just because we start our lives on one path doesn't mean we cannot take detours at regular points along the way. Dave, I was actually at a conference in Florida this past weekend speaking to a group of top financial advisors. And I kid you not, I met a 79-year-old man who had been incredibly successful, hence his position on this trip. Didn't really have a reason to change anything. I mean, he was growing. He grew 20% year over year, 79 years old. But he did his business one way, and he had been doing it that way for 50 years. So after my message, which was on the general concept of change, he came up to me later and he said, Bo, you know what? This added a new light to my day-to-day activities. I know that I've got at least 10 years left in me, which, by the way, I thought was freaking awesome. This guy's 79 years old. So I got at least 10 more years in me. Monday, I'm going to do something different. Monday, I'm going to take a different approach to the way that I run my business. And it's all because of the message you shared here. And he was generally grateful because what got you here, think about this in the concept of life, might not necessarily get you there. What worked for you up to this point in your life, you cannot depend on that same formula continuing to work in the future. So I encourage the gentleman, I said, be prepared to reinvent yourself every 4 to 5 years. It's that necessary because an old dog with old tricks is never going to keep up. He, in this case, literally, is an old dog ready and willing to learn new tricks.
And this is one thing I'd like to say is that we as an adult appreciate these new skill sets or these new ideas versus when we were younger. There was a gentleman I met recently who at the age of 43 started taking Taekwondo. He is now a second degree black belt and he's still under 50 years old, whereas the 13-year-old who has earned their black belt, yeah, they still have it, but there's an appreciation for the skill set that we learn at an older age, so it really is never too late to start something new.
Amen, brother.
Hey, if you got a question for Mr. Bo Parrish, use the hashtag AskBoParrish on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, and your question could be featured on an upcoming episode. Bo, thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you, Dave.